Hey there. So tonight I have, um, I can't even read that. Um, Bauhaus Brew Labs out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Um, I can't even read that. Um, UberDuber Imperial Sparkling Ale. Um, Here's a midwinter treat inspired by the Land of Oz. No, not that one. The one down under. UberDuber 2016 is our imperial strength version of an Australian sparkling ale. Featured tropical Aussie hop cultivars and a crisp, warming finish. This effervescent golden ale is fair dinkum. Dinkum. I didn't make that word up. Okay. And I love beer companies that put this information on it. 8% alcohol by volume and 65 IBUs. So I'm not exactly certain what a sparkling ale is, I have to admit, an Australian sparkling ale. But now that I read that this is an Australian sparkling ale, I think that my choice of fancy glassware might be inappropriate. I feel like Australian beer would be served in a big mug. And I don't have one handy, unfortunately. So that makes me want to look and see if the BJCP Styles app has Australian beers. I don't know that it does. Oh my god, it does. I don't know why I doubt these things. Category 12B, Australian Sparkling Ale. Okay. Well, that's beautiful, and thank you for that. So it should be 4.5 to 6%. So we know it's an imperial version, so it's going to be higher than that. But that's the usual range, with IBUs of 20 to 35. And so, they hopped it up, got the alcohol up, and it's going to be more bitter. Okay, I'll forgive them that. So let's check this out. I'm excited about this Australian sparkling ale. It's fruity and crispy and light. It's kind of a beautiful beer, actually. I opened this to go with my pizza tonight, and I feel like that wasn't the perfect match. But anyway, I got excited about this because I hadn't tried it before, and I passed up the caramel macchiato milk stout that I have, because that also does not go with pizza. But nonetheless, all right, here we go. It's just really light. It almost smells like a Belgian ale, with like, but it also has like this sweet appley smell. It's very interesting. Bright, crisp apple smell. So it feels, just a little bit like a Belgian ale. Okay, appearance-wise, deep yellow to amber in color, and so this is definitely a deep, like on the amber side, frothy, persistent head, which we are seeing here, which is lovely. Noticeably effervescent. That's a cute way to put this. And it's definitely sparkling. Oh yeah, down here at the bottom, it's very sparkling. Okay. Tall, frothy, persistent white head with tiny bubbles. Brilliantly clear if decanted, but typically poured with yeast and can have a cloudy appearance. So this isn't terribly cloudy, and as a matter of fact, I feel like this glass is, well, no, I guess it is cloudy. This glass is now clear, and it's still pretty cloudy. So there it is. And I did pick it up from its side, so I probably did rouse the yeast, because all of these bottles lay on their side in my tiny refrigerator. Flavor. I'm excited about this. Wow. I just don't even know what to do with that. Wow, I feel like there is so much going on in this beer. It's incredible. As I'm getting ready to take a drink, I get in this aroma that is slightly sour almost. Has like that Belgian kind of spiciness to it, and the flavor is totally different from that. It's so interesting. It's malty and it's round. I mean, I can feel it move on my tongue. It's sparkly and bitey, and the very end is super bitter. Oh my god, it gets super bitter at the end. And then it kind of dissipates into nothing. It leaves this like kind of a bitterness on your tongue a little bit, but it like dissipates into nothing. And what an interesting and exciting beer. I have a creeper creeping over here. Wow. So mouthfeel, definitely heavy. I mean, it's like round and very carbonated. As a matter of fact, I can feel it pretty bubbly in my tummy. Spritzy, that's a good term for it. Anyway, very good. So overall impression for the style should be smooth and balanced. All components merge together with similar intensities. That's a good way to put it, especially the fact that we're looking at creeper's gonna creep. Especially since we're looking at an Imperial version, right? And they kind of bounce things up a little bit, but all of the levels went up with it. So it's definitely more hoppy. It's definitely more malty and bitter, and it has all those qualities, but they went together. I feel like it's really done nicely. A large flavor dimension is totally a thing. Like it even says it in the impression for this style. So Cooper's has been making their flagship sparkling ale since 1862, although the formulation has changed over the years. Presently, the beer will have brilliant clarity if decanted. Most pour the beer. Often pour the most beer into a glass and then swirl and dump in the yeast. In some bars, the bottle is rolled along the bar. When serving on draught, the brewery instructs publicans to invert the keg to rouse the yeast. Cloudy appearance for the style seems to be a modern consumer preference, always naturally carbonated, even in the keg. A present use ale, best enjoyed fresh. And I don't think this has a bottling date on it. Interesting. Very interesting style. So brew records show the majority of Australian beer brewed in the 19th century was draught, XXX, which is mild, and porter. Ale in bottle was originally developed to compete with imported bottled pale ales from the British breweries such as Bass and William Younger Monk. By the earliest 20th century, bottled pale ale went out of fashion, and lighter lager beers were in vogue. Many Australian sparkling and pale ales were labeled as ales, but were actually bottle-fermented lagers. Interesting, huh? Bottle-fermented lagers with very similar grist to the ales that they replaced. Cooper's of Adelaide, South Australia, is the only surviving brewer producing the sparkling ale style. So, very cool. Cool style to bring up. I'm super excited I got my hands on that. I don't think I knew that much about it when I made that pick. So, very cool beer. Anyway, this actually came from Tavour, and so I saw it come through, and I thought, an Imperial sparkling ale. So I was thinking sparkling ale was like the Brettanomyces beers, and it said it was Imperial, and I thought, that's interesting. Like, how is that going to work out? And so I thought I would try it. I had no idea that sparkling ale was this Australian style, so I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, great. So I got this on Tavour. Very exciting. If you have tried it, please share with me what you thought and where you were able to get it so others after us can give it a shot. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.